Hello friends, welcome back. So this is one of the interview questions in which one program has been asked to write down, wherein there was an array given and we need to form the linked list and find out the length of the linked list, which will be formed out of the array with some conditions. So yeah, let's understand the conditions first. So let's understand the problem statement. I'll read through. Write a solution with main method accepting the integer array runtime, right? Then it outputs the length of linked list from with below conditions. Okay, this is our problem statements, and the conditions are you should read the variables from the standard input perfect, then find the length of linked list form with considering the array such that linked list first node is array of 0. Okay, then our list will start from the value of array of 0. Okay, and second node index will be the value array 0. Okay, so the second node index will become the value of the array of 0. Okay, till the value is -1 of array of I index. Okay, so suppose this is a array stored with the values are 3 2 4 5 -1 1, and we all know that the array index starts from 0 1 2 3 4 5 like that. Okay, so now the condition says that we need to start from array of 0, so this will be our first value. Okay, so I mean to say at 0th location, and then second value will be the value stored at the third index. That means as this is the third value, so we need to go to third index. So the first value will be 3, then the second value will be 5. Okay, so we came here, the second value become 5. Then to find out the third value, we need to go to fifth position because there is 5 here. So then let's go to fifth position. Okay, so third value become 1. So we have now 3, 5, 1, and now we need to go to first of location because 1 is mentioned here. So first index, then the value become 2. Okay, then we need to go to second index because the value is 2. Then this will be the value, next value, that is 4. Then we need to go to fourth location, and on the fourth location we found out the value as -1. So as per the condition, this will be the last value, so we don't need to traverse now. So that's how the linked list will be formed, and we need to find out the length of the formed linked list. Okay, so let's understand the program for the same. So I already written it to just to avoid time consuming, and I'll explain the program now. So the first condition was saying that we need to read the array basically from the standard input, that is from read line. So for that um, I have written a code of with buffer reader, and just as we are reading it as a string, I'm splitting this with comma, so user has to enter the array numbers in comma separated format, and then this will form an array, and basically it will pass to this method array to linked list object. Okay, okay, this is object, and it will pass to this compute length method actually, and that will return a length of the list which I am printing here. So let's see what compute length method is doing right now. Okay, so in the compute length method, it will accept the parameter as array, integer array. So first thing is that we need to check whether the array is empty. So length 0, its length will be 0. Check for array is empty. Okay, so if it's empty, then it will directly return a length as 0. If its length is 1, if its length is 1, then it will return the length as 1. Check whether array contains only one element. Okay, so we don't need to traverse. Then actual condition comes in, wherein we need to check when the array is not of length 0, when the array is not of length 1, then the code will go down, and here we will find out the actual linked list how to be formed with the conditions which we discussed earlier. Okay, so I have written a do while loop wherein I have created two instance variable like this. So these are basically instance variables, okay. Length counter to find out the length formed of the linked list, and this will be the loop counter to loop through the uh, integer array considering the value in the starting with the index 0. Okay, so that's how the loop is. Okay, so first thing what I've done is, um, let's understand the condition first. Okay, because do while loop forms like condition will be written at last, so that is a syntax. We can write down while loop as well, but I have chosen do while loop. So what this loop is doing basically, it is checking. So at the start the loop counter value is 0, which is by default which we have given, as we need to start from 0th index. So this what it is checking, it is checking the array which we got, and at whether at the first index only, like at the 0th index only, whether -1 is there. If it's there, then it is not satisfying the condition, obviously, right? Because then this, it will not enter this do while loop, it will come down and it will check this second condition. So if the num of array of loop counter is -1, then this will add this to linked list, because -1 need to be considered, although it is last index, and this time it will be first value as well. So we just need to add it, and then we need to return the length counter. So length counter is by default 1, so that's why we have kept it as 1. Okay, so it will return the 1 value again. So uh, while do while loop, so, sorry, I will just update the comments to understand the code. Do while loop to form the link list, okay, and to find the length of the linked list. Okay, now let's understand the working of a do while loop. Okay, so suppose we have satisfied this condition, the value at the index loop counter, whatever loop counter, it's not -1, so then it will come to this do part. Then this will add the number to the list. Okay, and then we'll also count increase the length counter, because as we have added one more number though, so length of the linked list has been increased by 1. Then the second condition is that, important condition, that the next value which we need to add to linked list is not, it will be there at the um, whatever value is there in the index which we are using. So then this, that will become a new index basically. So the value located at the initial index, so it's like, if you are considering the first instance, so the value located at num array of 0 will be the second index for finding the next value. So next time when it comes to add the value in a linked list, it will, if the value at 0 position is 5, then it will directly go to fifth of index and it will get the value from the fifth of index. So that's how it will work, and this will continue checking the condition whether the next index value is equals to -1. If it is equals to -1, then this for loop will not, this will not go inside the do, it will break the loop, and then this will simply return the formed length counter. Okay, so I have just printed the form linked list as well, and I'm returning the length counter which will be printed in the main method. So that's how the functioning of this code will work. So let's do one thing. Let's I have also created two of the examples to run the code through. So let me show you. If you can see, I got two arrays with 3, 4, -1, 2, 5, 1. So if we consider the first example, so it will start from 0th index. So the value is 3. So we have added in a linked list. Then as the index is 3, we need to go to third index. So we came to third index and the value is -1, so we added that. But as it's a -1 value, our loop should break here. So the form linked list will be 3 -1 and the length should be 2. So that should be the output. So let's run the code. Uh, I will not memorize these numbers. I'll just copy and paste on the input screen. Okay, so let me save this code and we need to run it. Array to linked list. Okay, so it says that enter the number list separated by comma. So I'll just enter and hit on enter. So if you find, so it's saying that form linked list is 3 2 minus 1 and the length is list is 3. So then it's doing something wrong, because as per our, so it's saying 3 2 minus 1. Why it is saying 3? Right, because my array index got messed up, right? See, it should be 1 actually, and then this should be 2, and that should be 3, this should be 4, and this should be 5. So that's my bad. Sorry, I just missed one index, but code haven't missed. So that's how this will be going. So it will be going to third location. Third location will be this. The value is 2. Then it will be going to second location. Second location is this, and the value is minus 1. So the code is running fine. So let's understand with the second example as well. Let me cross check whether I have messed up with the index. No, 0 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. So the indexes are correct, and I also got this on notepad, so I'll just copy it and we will see. Okay, so let's run it again. Array to link list, it will say enter the list, so I'll just enter the list and click on minus 1. So yeah, so if you see, the length is 7 and the values are this. So let's see whether those are matching with our uh, example. Okay, so these are 6 5 3 7 2 1 minus 1. So like it will start with the this 6 value, then we'll go to sixth position. Sixth position has this 5 value, right? So it will come back to fifth position. Fifth position has this 3 value. Then it will come back to third position. Third position has this 7 value, right? Then it will go back to seventh position. Then seventh position has this 2 value again. Then it will come back to 2 position, and 2 position has this 1 value. Then this will go to 1, and 1 has minus 1, so it will end the loop here. So the code is running fine. Okay, so then if someone uh, enters the um, value, like instead of 7 someone enters 10, then this code obviously going to break, because there is no 10 index in the uh, array. But as we are forming the linked list, so it is predefined or prerequisite that the user input should be uh, good. We can handle this as well, but that was not a ask, so I have not added that condition in the code. But we can definitely improve this code to add this condition to check whether the value which we are getting in an index is bigger than the actual length itself. So that means something, the index will not be there in the array. Okay, let me run the code with only one value. Let's say, let me check whether it runs or not. Okay, so the length linked is 1, right? Okay, but it has not added that number to linked list, so it has not printed. So it should have printed this form linked list. No, okay, so that because it is checking here. Okay, length is minus 1, that's why it has not added. So what we need to do here, we need to do like this. Please dot add loop counter here as well, where here, and we need to print the list there. Okay, because it is not printing, right? So that's why it's only returned 1. Now if I run the code again with minus 1, this will work, I believe. Minus 1, right? Now if I run the code with the other value also, it will run, right? Suppose I added 10, then also it will work. Let's suppose, okay, so I believe this is good enough. So let me do one thing. Let me commit the code in the GitHub repository, and also copy the path in commit path in the, I already committed this code, but as we have added some more comments in that, so there will be um, modifications happen. So if I do git status now, it will show me that this class has been updated. So let me do one thing. I'll just add this I accidentally added the bin folder. I should not have added that, but no worries. It's my public repository and it's not a complex one, so I'll just ignore that. So we need to do git add and specify the file you want to add. So that's one. Then we just need to do git commit. Then -1, just specify your message. So the message should be added more comments to explain the working. Okay, so that's my message, and then I just need to do git push. So user authentication is already done at my local, so it will directly push the code. And if I show you the repository, it should come here basically. So let me go to the project, and if you see, yeah, so that's how it is. Added more comments, which is from 15 seconds ago only. So if I go there, so it will show the commits like what we have added extra. So this is added, this is added. So that's how you can track the details as well, what has been changed on the GitHub repository. So that's it for this Java program. I hope this is clear. If you still have any doubts, queries, as usual, you can drop me an email or write down in a comment section. Thanks, bye.